Coming up on OC News, a massive mob, 50,000 strong, crushed attendees at a Travis Scott festival.
Plus, Fullerton has won a national certification for its outstanding work with Latinx students.
And later, hear about Cal State Fullerton's newest athlete joining from out of state.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on the scene. There's been a lot of collaborative efforts over the years.
Blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Thank you for joining us at OC News. I'm Vanessa Castaneda.
And I'm Filipe Chinovic. OC News is brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. The investigation continues into the Astroworld festival that resulted in 8 deaths and over 100 injuries. Over 300 festival goers were injured, including a 9-year-old boy who is currently in a medically induced coma. New information surfaced today that Travis Scott and performer Drake went to a local party at Dave & Buster's after the concert. Both have denied knowing about the seriousness of the festival as they entered the party, and both left when they found out the seriousness of the situation. The Houston police are asking the public to refrain from drawing conclusions until a full investigation has been completed. Houston Chief of Police Troy Finner spoke out on Wednesday.
So I asked everyone to allow us to let the investigation lead us to the facts as to what, how, and why this occurred. As police chief, I can promise you one thing, my team, we're going to be laser focused on investigating the facts, not pointing fingers at other organizations. Again, assumptions and opinions are not helpful.
Social media has gotten a bad rap lately for being toxic and harmful, but one young woman's life may have been saved by a TikTok video. CNN's Chad Hedrick has the story.
It's one of those times where social media is a good thing. The hours some can spend on trending sites like TikTok now being credited with saving a teen girl's life.
There was some people behind her that noticed that she was making hand gestures that signifies for I need help. And with them recognizing that signal, they notified 911.
Deputies say the girl had gone missing from her Asheville, North Carolina home Tuesday. She was in a car going south on I-75, driven by James Herbert Brick. The two were coming back from Ohio when someone in another car noticed the girl's signals and called 911.
We don't know how long coming down the interstate from Ohio that she had been doing this to other motorists, hoping that they would notice that she was in distress.
This is the video that started the trend. It came from the Canadian Women's Foundation, but has spread around the world.
I've been doing this work for a long time, where we talk about safety with survivors, with neighbors, like how you flip your light on, or do you have a certain code word if you text it to somebody that would say that you need help or in danger. So there's always been these trends towards finding safety from community, and I think this is another platform to do so.
Darlene Thomas is the executive director of Greenhouse 17, an advocacy group for abuse victims.
And I also find it incredible that as a community, as a society, we're paying attention. We're taking care of each other. So we can't do it if we don't speak the same language.
A universal language of needing help and being able to notice the signals.
We're all in our own little worlds thinking about where we're going, what we're going to be doing. Maybe we just need to take notice and see what's going on around us.
A teenager was left with a concussion after being sucker punched in a Garden Grove club basketball game. In the final game of the tournament, the SoCal Blazes were facing off against the Dream Academy. Down by 15, a Dream Academy player misses a three-pointer and makes incidental contact with Lauren Ham of the Blaze, sending them both to the court. After the players get to their feet, an unprovoked sucker punch is thrown by a Dream Academy player. The player was immediately kicked out of the game and is now facing assault charges.
Despite beating COVID-19, a 65-year-old woman passed away in a Santa Ana hospital. Now her family is holding the hospital accountable for her death. After finally testing negative for COVID-19, the children of 65-year-old Concepcion Covarrubias wanted to move her to a rehab facility. The hospital declined as her infection levels began to rise. On a video call, Covarrubias caught something Covarrubia's daughter caught something disturbing on camera. Dozens of maggots pouring out of her nose and mouth. She later died in August, and now her family is suing Santa Ana South Coast Global Medical Center for elder abuse and wrongful death. The two parties have a set court date in January.
Flu season is here, and while many Californians have gotten their shots, others stay away due to fear, but doctors are urging the public to get their yearly flu shot to lower the changes of a twindemic. Dina Soto has more on the story.
As the weather gets cooler, we start to see symptoms of the flu or cold emerge in adults and children. This winter, health experts worry about the possibility of a twindemic since the public can be exposed to COVID-19 and the flu.
Have two kinds of infections that happen at the same time. Of course, you're going to have a harder time healing. You're going to have a harder time managing the symptoms, and it just makes you feel worse.
Individuals who have received their annual flu shot do feel more secure when they're out in public and believe now is a good time to do so.
I decided to get vaccinated because I do believe it helps reduce symptoms, and I feel a lot comfortable when I'm out with my child. I feel like there's less of a risk of getting infected.
According to the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases, 44% of Americans are not even thinking about receiving their flu shot, while others are skeptical about it, which confuses the public.
Oh, I don't know why they not. I mean, they do the flu shot every year. They make it for a reason.
If you're thinking about getting your annual flu shot, it's easier than ever. Not only does it reduce the risk of getting sick by 40 to 60%, but it decreases the chances of hospitalization.
Cal State LA will be hosting an event to encourage more individuals to get vaccinated by providing a convenient drive-through style vaccination location on November 20th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Lot 5. For more information, you can visit Cal State LA's website.
Cases of COVID might have leveled off, but doctors are still urging people to get their vaccine and flu shots as soon as possible to protect themselves and others.
If it's something that can prevent an illness and it's so accessible and so easy to get, why not?
Today, you can schedule an appointment at your doctor's office or book an appointment online at your local pharmacy to get your flu shot. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Dina Soto reporting for OC News.
Up next on OC News, see which NFL team gets hit with a major fine.
Plus, Cal State Fullerton earns a special award. Stay with us.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
For a student to be considered first gen, it means neither of their parents went to college. Our reporter, Nylene Garcia, has more on the story.
National First Generation Week across the country, schools are celebrating their first generation students. Here at Cal State Fullerton, we're kicking off the week with a special event here at Becker Amphitheater. Let's take a look.
With lines passing the Titan Student Union and overflowing to the State College parking structure, first-gen students eagerly waited for their free graduation strolls, t-shirts, food from the habit, and more.
Students, we wanted to celebrate National First Gen Day and weeks and bring to light what it means to be a first gen student, the identity of it, provide resources for students, celebrate how they're breaking barriers and being the first in their families to obtain a college degree.
And so it's important to me to be first gen because I want to inspire my niece and nephew to it's possible to go to school and finish. And so when I saw they put on this event, I was like, this is kind of cool because I feel like first generation students don't get recognized a lot.
Students speak on just how important it is to have a community on campus and resources that guide them throughout their time in college.
For sure, it makes everything easier for college because like me, my freshman year, I had no idea where to go. I was living in the dorms, but I didn't know what resources were available to me. So seeing all the booths and the tables and everything, it makes me feel a lot more comfortable and at home.
First gen, it can feel very isolating and scary because you don't really have direction from your parents who you always go to. So just to know that there's a whole community and just to see how many people are out here, it's really comforting to know that you're not alone.
For OC News, I'm Nylene Garcia.
Cal State Fullerton recently received an award given to only a handful of universities. Our reporter Samantha Aguilar is live on campus with more on the award. Sam?
Thank you, Vanessa. Serving a population that is about 50% Latinx, CSUF is recognized as a Hispanic Serving Institute. Just last week, the university received the prestigious Seal of Excelencia, which further acknowledges their commitment to the community. I was able to talk to students here on campus, and this is what they had to say.
As the largest university in the CSU system, Cal State Fullerton is recognized as a national model, taking pride in its innovative education, and over the years, for earning the title of a Hispanic Serving Institute.
There's various categories, the intentionality behind the outreach, the recruitment, transitioning in and out, transfer students, success, financial aid, career, and beyond. And so really need to demonstrate as a campus, like I said, through data, leadership, and practice, that you are intentionally serving Latinx students.
Just last week, the university received the prestigious Seal of Excelencia, recognizing CSUF's commitment to Latinx students' success and trendsetting leadership in engaging, enrolling, and graduating students. Today, the university ranks number 2 in California and number 3 in the nation for awarding bachelor's degrees to Hispanic students. Still, for students in the Latinx Resource Center, the titles and awards aren't matching up with the resources available.
For this semester, we weren't given enough funding. So it's like we aren't able to have outside resources to just put on these events for students. We're the Latinx Community Resource Center. How are we not being, paid our worth to even just be able to provide for students like you, like me,
This song is mine. To a certain degree, I do think that they deserve it, but I think they still have a lot of work to do in that. They're in a position where they can really ally themselves with students and amplify their voices and just really bring awareness to the issues that are facing the Latinx population.
While the recognition is a step in the right direction, university leaders agree they must continue to work towards creating a more equal and fair education system.
There's definitely a lot of work that still continues to be needed in various spaces and areas, and I think that this still signifies the intentionality of that. Any institution should always be evolving and should never think that the work is done, because the work is never done.
This week, CSUF celebrates First Generation College Student Week for the first time to better understand the systemic obstacles facing higher education.
The Seal of Excelencia not only acknowledges Hispanic students and their success in education, but also challenges the university to further find ways to amplify their voices and create an environment where they can thrive. From Cal State Fullerton, I'm Samantha Aguilar. Back to you in the studio.
Cal State Fullerton's Associated Students Incorporated have put together an artistic event that allows students an opportunity to take a break from their heavy workload. Our reporter Andrea Elvier tells us more about it.
As finals are slowly approaching, you'll find most students' attention directed towards a textbook or class study notes. But for students attending ASI's art workshops, the strokes from their paintbrushes occupy the same type of focus.
And this small moment that the Cal State Fullerton ASI organization makes, this paint night or whatever it's called, it's a really helpful time to just relax and get away from all those stressful things that I have to do.
The workshops provide free supplies and instruction by fellow art students for several different kinds of art forms, including painting and DIY crafts. They are open for anyone to join and provide an opportunity to expand on your creativity and expression, in addition to being a fun distraction from a busy class schedule. For the instructors, putting an art piece together is just as satisfying and relaxing as it is for the students.
Art is nostalgic. People love getting their hands dirty, and we do painting and stuff. Who doesn't love painting and drawing like you were as a kid, you know?
Everyone that comes in, they either come out knowing something new or just knowing something about themselves, and I find that very fulfilling. Because I feel as an artist myself, it's really cool to be able to share my craft but also create an impact on others.
ASI hosts art workshops twice a week at the TSU Grand Stair Studio, with 2 classes taught each day by students. But even if you can only make it to 1 class, you can still leave with a new piece of art to hang proudly.
It makes me happy to know they are able to maybe they thought they couldn't do something, but at the end of the day they're oh, I did that, or I could be an artist too. I'm yeah, you could do anything you want to do.
And it's not too late. The workshops are available for the rest of November, with each class teaching something different. Reporting for OC News, I'm Andrea Elvir.
Hollywood was buzzing this week. Dina Soto is here to give us the inside scoop on what our favorite A-list celebrities were up to.
Thank you, Vanessa and Philip. Hello, everyone. I'm Dina Soto. A lot happened in Hollywood this week, from possible reconciliations, nostalgia, and several celebrities speaking on Astroworld. So get comfy and let me give you the rundown. Let's take a look.
Ariana Grande made headlines this week as she recreated yet another look from the popular film 13 Going on 30, starring Jennifer Garner. Grande wore a Versace dress at The Voice first live shows and later showed it off on Instagram. It seems that we will be seeing more of the Seven Rings singer, as she announced that she will be starring Universal's adaptation of Wicked as Glinda, with actress Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. Grande will be releasing her makeup line, Rem Beauty, on November 12th, as she has kept it a secret from her fans for 2 years. Can't wait to see those projects from the Grammy winner. Let's jump to another Grammy winner, Missy Elliott. The Get Your Freak On singer received a star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame and had massive support from Ciara, Mona Scott, and Lizzo. The rumored singer got emotional when giving her speech to the rapper, since she was a role model growing up. Congrats to you, Missy. Stepping away from the female empowerment into possible reconciliation from our favorite band of drivers. As the Fast and the Furious franchise comes to an end next year with Fast 10, Vin Diesel, who plays Dominic Toretto, publicly invited Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to return to his character Hobbs to end the story right for their fans. Come on, boys, let's hug it out. And the devastation at the Astroworld Festival in Houston has celebrities chiming in about the tragic event that left 8 dead and hundreds injured. From the Astroworld headliner Travis Scott, who vowed to cover funeral costs for those killed. Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, and Kim Kardashian share their prayers on Instagram to the families of the victims involved in the devastating event, while Kanye West dedicated his Sunday service to those affected. New details are still breaking as the investigation still continues. Truly a sad set of events.
And that was your daily Hollywood rundown. Be sure to tune in next week to see what your favorite stars are up to. Sending it back to you guys.
You may know him from his roles in Ant-Man, Knocked Up, or Clueless. Now People magazine is naming this 52-year-old actor Sexiest Man Alive. Did you expect Paul Rudd to be People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive? Well, like it or not, the New York father of 2 has graced the cover, and Rudd is soaking it up, saying, quote, "I'm going to lean into it hard, and I'm going to own this," end quote. Social media started memes and jokes earlier in the year about the fact that Rudd never seems to age, but the fact of the matter is that the 52-year-old has been entertaining for decades, making appearances in hits like 40-Year-Old Virgin, I Love You Man, and Forgetting Sarah and Marshall. Rudd is in great company, as others notable names to grace the cover are Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Chris Hemsworth, John Legend, and Channing Tatum.
Find out which taco spots are hottest in Orange County.
And see what Best Friend is doing to help her veterans. More to come.
don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Cal State Fullerton's women's basketball team is starting off the new season strong, but it hasn't been smooth sailing for these athletes. Reporter Brianna Shipp spoke with one of the hoops players who made a jump across the country seeking change during the pandemic.
Cal State Fullerton's women's basketball team is back in full force. The team is getting ready for their first normal season since the coronavirus pandemic hit in 2019. These athletes have dealt with the many struggles that came along with the pandemic. One athlete who is a new addition to the team this year is point guard Fujika Nemo, but her teammates call her Fuji. Fuji decided to transfer to Fullerton without ever visiting California.
Last year was a rough year altogether because of COVID, so I really struggled adjusting to like the limiting my social interactions with like my friends, not being able to hang out with anybody because of like the bubble that we had, and I just wasn't in a good mental space last year, so I felt like a change of scenery or a change of environment would help me.
Fuji changed her environment by transferring across the country from Florida International University to Cal State Fullerton.
The CSUF women's basketball team had a record of 17-14 in the 2019-2020 season and a record of 4-18 in the 2020-2021 season. They are very optimistic that this will be their year to dominate on the court.
Head coach Jeff Harada told me, quote, "Fuji's ability to attack the basket and finish through contact is what impressed me most about her." Fuji being half Japanese was intriguing to me as well. Being Japanese myself, I was excited to coach a Japanese player as there aren't too many of them at this level, end quote.
In a perfect world, if I was able to live out my wildest dreams, I'd be able to play for the Japanese Olympic team because I have dual citizenship.
Fuji's Japanese culture has helped shape her to be patient, organized, and timely. She has grown not only as a basketball player, but as a person too. Building close ties with her culture, coaches, and her teammates has helped Fuji make her transition to the Golden State a successful one, regardless of their record. I'm Brianna Shipp for OC News.
The Green Bay Packers are facing a hefty fine after violating COVID-19 protocols. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers tested positive for COVID-19 last week after attending a Halloween party unmasked. The highly decorated athlete is now being fined thoroughly $15,000. Unvaccinated NFL players face a different set of protocols than vaccinated players. In a press conference earlier this year, Rodgers claimed he was immunized. Now he's taking full responsibility for misleading the NFL and public with his comments. Although Rodgers says he regrets misleading the public, he stands by his comments.
One of the main docs said it's impossible for a vaccinated person to get COVID or spread COVID.
Get ready to feel hungry because our reporter Brisa Colon went around OC in search of the best taco places and here to share all of the top contenders. Let's take a look.
Our first stop is located in Anaheim on State College, not too far from campus, and is a top pick for many after a long day at Disneyland. I'm here at our very first location, Tacos Los Cholos in Anaheim. This is my first time here. Let's go try it together. Best known for their premium meat options, Tacos Los Cholos is a crowd favorite. Time to take my first bite. This is the filet mignon prime meat taco. Let's see. You can really taste the quality. Our second stop is also located in Anaheim, right across the street from the Anaheim Packing House. People go crazy over their handmade tortillas. I am here at Lindo, Michoacan in the city of Anaheim. I'm feeling hungry. Let's go inside. Time for a bite. Muy delicioso.
I really like these tacos for the handmade tortilla. I feel like that's what makes it really special.
Our final stop went viral on TikTok and is now the birria destination for the OC. This is La Super Birria in Santa Ana. I'm so excited for this one.
I like it a lot. I feel like since it's my first time, I would definitely have like all my friends try it too.
So for birria, I like to dip my taco in the consomme, which is like a soup. And now, ooh, I hope it's not hot. Let's take a bite. So good.
I always like to go to East LA, but Santa Ana has it with their quesadillas. You guys need to come here.
Tomorrow, November 11th, we celebrate the brave men and women who gave up so much to serve our country. In order to adapt back to normal life, some veterans enlist their furry friends to help them. CNN's Stacey Cohen reports.
To tell the story of these little guys, you have to start with this dog named Gabe.
It started for me about 26 years ago when I was gifted a golden retriever puppy by some good friends while I was working as a social worker.
Gabe was with Yount one day as he drove a deeply traumatized young boy away from a troubled home.
He stopped sobbing kind of abruptly, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and what I saw was this 4-month-old Golden with his head on this little boy's lap, and that's how I kind of discovered the healing power of dogs.
Inspired by Gabe, Yount founded Warrior Canine Connection, which has a unique approach. The group provides service dogs to veterans like Tim O'Boyle, who struggled with PTSD after serving in Iraq and Afghanistan.
I was very suicidal. I was suicidal for many years.
But WCC does more than just offer dogs to vets. They ask struggling veterans to help them train dogs for others injured in battle.
It was something that I could grasp. Like, okay, I have to go see the dogs because they're for my battle buddy.
O'Boyle eventually got his own dog, Sandy. He says dogs don't ask how you're feeling, they just know what you need. Dogs like Cortez and Mikey, who, like all of the dogs here, are named after veterans. They will one day provide critical emotional and or physical support for their person. It's part training, part instinct.
I go into a store one time and didn't realize it was too much for me, and she just took me out of the store.
It's what Yount's son Gabe, now long gone.
He always seemed to know what to do. He just had this wisdom about him.
Now, for the very first time, Yount decided to use Gabe's frozen sperm to try and make Gabe a father once again. On October 30th, Mama Devin, named for a sergeant killed in Afghanistan 10 years ago, gave birth to Gabe's 10 puppies on Warrior Canine Connection's 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, I think Gabe would be proud.
In these tiny 10 pups, Gabe's legacy lives on. When they're ready, they'll be trained to become therapy dogs themselves, helping another generation of veterans. In Boyd's, Maryland, I'm Stacey Cohen.
Thank you for joining us today on OC News. Our next telecast comes to you Monday at 5 p.m.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Titan TV. From all of us here at OC News, have a great night.